talk to you today about how I am going to be adjusting my hair care regimen. You might have seen recently I put up a series of videos called Hair Day Chronicles, and those are all the HDC videos. And what I did, I gave myself a protein treatment, a deep treatment, and a trim, and I've been wearing my hair in twisted protective styles ever since. And that was about last week sometime, almost a full week ago. So after I went through my hair and I took all that time to carefully go through it and examine it and everything, I came to some conclusions, and what I noticed is that my ends do not get as much attention as they should. I had to do a trim, and I cut off about 1/4 of an inch from my entire head. I had my hair in the twists. If you see the trimming video, you can see I had my hair in these smallish twists all over my head, and I trimmed each of the twists, and from each of the twists I was trimming about 1/4 of an inch. So I didn't really like that so much. I would prefer if I could have just done like a dusting, but I really needed to trim at least 1/4 of an inch from each of the twists, so wasn't thrilled about that. And last year I only trimmed my hair once, and it's the middle of this year and I've trimmed my hair. So that's not really thrilling me so much. What I'm planning to do is keep heat off of my ends for the most part as much as possible. This is what my exact regimen is going to be for a while. First, I will be wearing my hair in protective styles at least for 4 weeks. I've been wearing protective styles for 1 week already. I'm going to try and keep that up for the next 3 weeks. In order to keep my hair moisturized and elastic and all of that good stuff, I am going to be doing something that I have never done before, and that would be to wet my hair with water every day. And not wet it, but mist it like a type thing. And because my protective styles aren't like neat, partially because I'm not good at doing them, and also partially because I sleep crazy, and also partially because I have sort of fine hair and it slips out of these types of styles really easily. So it doesn't matter if I mist it with water and it gets frizzy because it's already frizzy. I don't know if you can see, I got the fuzzies going on. And I don't mind it, I've embraced it, I'm cool with it, it's whatever. So misting with water every day. Also misting with my Shea Moisture Mist. And this is a thickening moisture mist. It has biotin in it, and yucca, and a whole bunch of great oils and vitamins. It's supposed to help thicken your hair, and I use Shea Moisture's thickening products for shampoo and conditioner as well. And I do feel like it helped a little bit since I started using it about 8 months ago. So, hey. So, water, Shea Moisture Mist, and then, of course, oiling, which I also hadn't ever done consistently before, or made it like a part of my regimen per se. Using my coconut oil on my ends when my ends are exposed, or just running it over the whole of my head each day. And the good thing about coconut oil is that it's a really light oil, so even if I'm wearing my hair out or whatever, it's not going to weigh it down, and it attracts moisture, so it'll keep all of the moisture in my hair, which is a plus, because moist hair doesn't break as easily and won't have to trim it. Okay, so that's like my day-to-day thing. And then, of course, I'm going to have to clean my hair once in a while. So my plan is to do 2 weeks of styling and things like that without washing, and just keep the moisture going as I described. Then, after 2 weeks, I will co-wash. I have a new technique that I'm going to be implementing for my co-washes and my shampooing that I hadn't actually done before. If you've seen any of my other videos, you see that I usually keep my hair in 4 sections to wash. However, I came across a YouTuber who has a washing technique that sort of opened my eyes to a way that I could be doing it better. So I am going to be making a video on that as well. Essentially, what it is keeping the hair in twists or braids, plaits, whatever you want to call it. And I think I might do 6 instead of 4. Instead of doing it tight to my head, which is sort of how I normally do it, the YouTuber I saw, I'm going to have to find out who it was and tell you guys, but she left like 2 or 3 inches out of the plaits so that it's really easy to get to the scalp. After I come out of the shower, use the same product techniques, use the Shea Moisture Mist, use the coconut oil, seal in the moisture. Then I would style my hair either in twists or some other style, wear that style for a week, and then wear my hair out for a week. So it would be like protective style for a week, out for a week. And I'm hoping that will keep me from getting bored doing protective styles, but I do want to try and keep my ends tucked away as much as possible, just so I can maximize my hair growth potential. So after those 2 weeks are up with having a protective style and an out style, it would become time to wash. And now these also, I should mention that I'm using sort of estimates. I'm not going to be like, okay, it's been 14 days, time to wash, but I am going to use the sort of like those parameters. I'm going to pay attention to what my hair is doing, and if I'm getting product buildup or something like that, then of course I would wash sooner. Or if my hair is just feeling really dry and, you know, mixing it with water isn't keeping it moisturized enough, then I'm of course going to co-wash or something. So, I mean, just to keep that in mind, I'm using these as general parameters, and I'm not going to be sitting there marking off the calendar to make sure that I do things every 14 days. So just wanted to put that out there. So when I wash my hair using the Shea Moisture, before I do that, I'm going to do a protein treatment. And I will be using probably a 1-egg protein treatment and rinsing that out, washing my hair with the Shea Moisture shampoo, conditioning my hair with some type of a deep treatment, whether I use Diva Smooth or if I use the Shea Moisture Deep Treatment Mask as a deep conditioner. DJ Khaled!
I'm getting so cold. I ain't wait this hard since I was 18. Apologize if I say anything I don't mean. Like, what's up with your best friend? We could all have some fun, believe me.
So you might be wondering, okay, so that's all well and good, but what about your heat training? You're staying off your ends, but what about your heat training? This is what I've decided to do. I am taking a page out of the book of Long Hair Don't Care. She's a YouTuber. She's got really, really long hair, and her hair texture is very similar to mine. And she uses heat on her hair on a consistent basis. So like over the years, her hair has become heat trained. So, I mean, you're not going to notice like, you know, a huge, dramatic, loose, wavy pattern on her head, but, you know, it's just a gradual loosening of her curl pattern, which is sort of what I was going for. So I'm going to be borrowing her technique, and essentially what she does is she blow dries her hair after she comes out of the shower. So in saying this, she puts heat on the roots of her hair, like the top part where the new growth is coming in, and then she uses cool air on everything else. So by doing that, you know, she's getting her roots straight, which makes it a lot easier for detangling and styling and all that good stuff. And then, you know, you're still using some amount of heat on the rest of your hair, but I will do a video. You can also check out Long Hair Don't Care and see her blow drying technique. She does a really good job of showing and explaining why she does it. So if I screwed up on explaining, excuse me. I will put a link in the description box so that you guys can go check her out. So if I don't use Chi Silk Infusion as a heat protectant, then I will be using my Professional Silkworks as a heat protectant. And I've said this before, but you can essentially use anything as a heat protectant that has silicones in it. So if I really wanted to, I could use my Cantu Shea Butter as a heat protectant because it has silicones in it. The secret is that silicones create a barrier between your hair and the heat, protecting it from damage. Alright, anyway. Each time that I wash my hair or co-wash my hair, I will be using the blow dryer. And that's how I will be maintaining my heat training. And I will also occasionally be flat ironing my hair. Now, I will also be adjusting my flat ironing regimen. In the same fashion that I'm using high heat on the roots with my blow dryer, I'm going to be using my 450 degrees on my roots only when I flat iron. And then this technique is from Brittany Nick, I believe is her YouTube name, and I'll also put a link to her. And she uses the high heat on her roots alone, and then she comes back and she flat irons the length of her hair on a lower heat. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'm doing that because, as I said before, I had to cut off 1/4 of an inch of my hair this last hair day, and I just want to, be nicer to my ends, so I'm going to start using a lower heat on the bottom. I will be doing videos on all of those different techniques that I'm going to be trying that I've never done before, just so that I have some documentation for myself to go back and make changes, and also, so you guys can get an idea of what I'm doing to help you out, and also to help me. Definitely not claiming that I know everything. I am trying to learn, which is a big part of the reason why I created this page. I want to learn new techniques and talk to people who have my similar hair concerns so we can collaborate and figure things out. So I'm going to be making videos on these new techniques that I'm trying out, and you guys can help me out and I can help you out as much as possible. That's pretty much it for now. Thanks for stopping by. Love my subscribers. You guys are awesome. It's been really fun getting to know you. But until next time, I'm Brittany.
I'm getting so